Welcome everybody back here at Veil of Sound. And I am very, very happy to once in a while very well do the service of our readers, because I remember when we released the review for this fine gentleman's record a few weeks ago, we automatically got a lot of questions like, could we get an interview with him? And I was like, oh, let me see what I can do. So I'm very, very happy to have Frank from The Light Below here on the show. So Frank,
hello.
Thanks for joining.
Good to see you.
Frank, first of all, The Light Below, it's now out for a couple of weeks. Are you happy with the reactions to the record?
Yeah, very much. I was surprised that so many reviews came in, and yeah, and the people who really listened to the record have been really deep into it, and it was very nice to see the reactions.
Yeah, and I can only support everybody who praised the record because it's a really, really, really cool record. The first thing that we always do here on the Veil of Sound is we always pluck a band, a record, a project that we think should get a little bit more attention or deserves more support. I give you a moment to think which band or project you would like to pluck. I want to pluck something that comes straight from the heart, and that is our dear friends in Partalon. One of those Irish bands that many people, if you want to put them into a genre, you have to say post-metal, but if you're really looking carefully and listen carefully, you will see that it's much, much more than that. And I think that is something that can also be said about The Light Below. So any band or project that you think, okay, they definitely need more attention?
Honestly, in the last few years, I was not listening to any kind of this metal, prog, whatever music.
It doesn't have to be that. You can choose whatever struck you last.
I don't know. I'm totally in classic now, so I cannot even say it right now. Sorry.
Okay. If you say that you are very much into classic, would you say that I mean, like, of course, that somehow influenced the sound of The Light Below and also of a record of Georgia? But can you pinpoint it? Can you say, like, okay, when we wrote or when we came up with this structure, I had this or that composer in mind?
Not really. I mean, I really like the Shostakovich symphonies, but when we started the project, the idea was to make something real strong and more minimalistic, and no compromises piece of music, and that was the only thing that drove me to do this project. So it was just about the riffs that came in my head, and then we went to the practice room and worked on it without we want to sound like this, like this, like this. Just what it felt good, we did it.
You said that you were searching for something that, you know, not has a clear influence, but is on its own, that should have a certain soundscape, a certain minimal aspect. Is that also one of the reasons why it took you nearly 8 years to come out with a new record? And I mean, of course, in the middle, we had this little thing called pandemic.
Yes. That was one of the reasons. After we finished the recording in Chicago with Steve Albini, or it was more like me, that was looking for another level. Like, we will release this record as an instrumental album, but also on the other side with these Georgian vocals. So the first idea was just making a super brutal spheric instrumental album, and we recorded the whole thing in one track, cut it in the middle, and after this I was listening to the record, and I could imagine put something totally different on it, not an English language singer who's going crazy about it. That would have been something that people already know, and I was not interested in another album that you feel like I've heard sometimes before. So yeah, that was one of the reasons. Then Corona came, and in the beginning of Corona, I went to Georgia, and I started working with a choir from Georgia, 40 men, and it was amazing work. And then the lockdown came, and I had to leave the country, so we stopped this working, and I came back to Berlin. And I'm in Berlin. A good friend of mine, PC Nagt, who is a music producer, he's doing a lot of work for theater productions and other great projects. And he was my partner in doing the vocal sessions. And he discovered this female choir where they were singing in this Georgian language. And then he called me and said, I have something. We have to check this out. And so it came to the collaboration with this choir.
But that is also something that we should clue up, because it was hard to really find out. So the choir itself is located in Berlin. They sing in Georgian.
Yes, it is.
Do they have Georgian roots?
Yeah, one of them is Georgian, and some other girls lived there for a while and had friends like partners in Georgia, and so they did it just for themselves. They were singing in the private rooms and practicing this singing, and it was right on the other side of the studio from PC, and so that was the moment when he discovered it. So they are spread in Germany now, and part of it is mother tongue, and the rest is German.
And then, of course, I mean, like, they are using folklore songs from Georgia. How much did that folklore then reflect into The Light Below? Did you have to think about what they were singing and then reintroduce that into your stuff?
Yeah, the main thing was the magic of the way they were singing it, and the next step was like, let's just check out if we can put it somehow together. And this work was for like a year that we changed the whole the whole way the songs have been. So we had to put it on the already existing instrumental. And yeah, the lyrics were very interesting to me, just to find out the way it's very interesting to me to see these very old folk songs that are still in the villages, and the people are still singing it. And the lyrics, when you translate it, it's really, really good stuff. So it fits still. And so, yeah, that was.
But then again, also the way that you described it, then again, that is also one of those time factors that lead to, okay, that is nothing you do within a week or so.
No, it took a long time. In the beginning, it was the idea to go back after the lockdown, but nobody could say how long will it take. That's why we started with the girls, and it is even more special because you don't have men singing on it. It is this hard music, and you don't expect in the first moment this female choir on it. And so it was another aspect that I will do in the next records. One of them is already recorded instrumental, and then we put female choirs from another culture on it.
It's also interesting that you chose, the first thing that we hear is the choir.
Yes.
Certainly not an incident, something that you wanted to do, like have them come first, right?
The main thing is it was like, what is interesting? Mm-hmm. So what do we have? We have the choir, we have the singing. How do we arrange it? And that in the beginning, it was a perfect moment where it built up a little bit to set this part of the girls, and then after a while, the first punch is coming in.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that is also something that I really, really like about the record. The record itself it's not black and white. That's not the case, but it's very. Sometimes we have a feeling as if both sides interact, and sometimes they counteract. But it's never the way that it's a real fight. This balance that we hear, was that hard to achieve?
Yes, and there was a lot of changes in it. It was very often that I've been at home, listened to it, and I thought this is not really the point, the way I wanted it. And then I've been back in the studio, back with the choir, and PC, the producer. Then we changed it until it really was like, now we have it. It was a long time, but it was a bit work.
Was it also something that you had to learn? That you had to learn, okay, this, as complex as the work is, therefore it also needs a lot of time, it needs a lot of patience?
Yes. I'm not bad in patience, but to me it was more important, no matter how long it takes. Mm-hmm. It has to be done in the way that I can really hear it in the next 20 years and say, okay, I did it well. Mm-hmm. So, and that's why, it was not important how long it took. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You say the next 20 years, that's also something about the record. It never sounds like 2025, 2026. Yes. So the production doesn't sound like it.
Yes.
It never sounds old. It also never sounds 100% modern. Did you feel as if a somewhat timeless production was important for the record?
Yes, absolutely. And then another reason why it sounds like this, our approach was like, we go to Steve Albini. So then we have a really great recording, and who is really good in mixing. And then we have been to Sweden, to Daniel Bergstrand, who's doing all the Meshuggah stuff and so, and that was very important to get a mix like this from a person like Daniel. Amazing. And that was another next level after the recording. Yeah. So, and the main thing was make something monumental where what you can listen in 20 and 50 and 100 years, I don't know. It is in the way it is. We took the best people, and so
you have now mentioned a few times that you recorded with Albini. You must have won one of the last ones, right?
Not really, because it was he died 24.
Yeah,
we did the recording, I think 18 or 19.
Oh,
so
okay.
Was
So this record literally has been long in the making.
Yes, it was long in the making, but maybe it is one of the last records of Steve Albini who has been released. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, like the number of records that we hear that have been produced by Albini or recorded by Albini are getting fewer and fewer. Mm-hmm. I think in a few weeks, years, months and years. I would bet in 27 we probably get the last one.
Yes, maybe, yeah.
Or maybe he had another band like you, who then takes another 8 years. Then we could wait till 2030. But first, I mean, like, I know that Albini basically took on nearly everybody that wanted to work with him. But how was the experience? I mean, like,
yeah, I think everybody can tell it is like you meet one of the best people of the planet. It is like you go there and you know him for forever. Already is super grounded, super great humor. He has just somebody of the peoples you want to be around all the time. So all the stuff, amazing people, amazing vibe, super professional and super easy. One of the best people I ever met in my life.
Did he still have a pool table?
What do I have?
I know from a few friends of mine that when they were there 20 or 25 years ago, that he had a pool table at Electric Audio. And he always played like, okay, you have to watch this Belgian pool player, what he does, and like really nerdy about stuff like that.
No, but he was very nerdy about his coffee. And he is really super checked out. Is yeah, and he's showing you the creations he's doing in the morning. I put that much of this coffee and that much of this cream here, and yeah, he was very upset about the coffee thing.
Yeah. I mean, like nerds remain nerds, right?
Yeah.
Then of course the other question is, I mean, if you have talked about how you approached the whole thing, do you have any feedback how it was for the choir when you approached them? How did they look at you? Like, oh, I would like to make a metal album with you.
No, yeah, it was important to show them the music, but the girls never ever did listen to this kind of music, and to them it was like, oh, it is super special. We don't know if it fits, but just let's try. Very open, very okay. It's a totally new experience for us because they have never been in the studio before.
Yeah.
But these good girls, yeah, they just stepped into it, and a PC did a very good leading. So we all had a great time in the studio too. And they are, yes, in the end, it took a while until the record was released, but now they are also very happy to have this piece for themselves in the hand.
Yeah. You've just mentioned that you already have another record that is basically recorded, and you want to work with other bands, projects from other cultural backgrounds. Is that something where you also see your band and you yourself as a musician, that you are building these bridges between certain cultures, where you say like, okay, I come from my own background, but I would like to incorporate other cultures as well?
Yeah, the idea really was like recording first these instrumental albums.
Yeah.
And with these instrumental album, you already have something special. And then this cultural thing is to me very interesting because it's really good music out there that has never combined with this kind of music, and I think it fits really very good together. And yeah, that is my idea of the project, to make a lot of records in this style. So these really strong instrumentals with totally different kind of female singing on it.
I mean, like, in a sense, one could say, okay, this is world music, if you want to put it into one of those boxes that everybody hates. But coming back to my idea, do you think that music in this way, in the sense of, okay, let's build some bridges between cultures, that it is maybe more important nowadays than, let's say, 20 years ago?
Absolutely, yeah. And we already did a concert with this project together with the Kharkiv Symphonic Orchestra and a female singer from Ukraine, Ingrid, and it was such an amazing concert. It has been in the RBB Sendesaal in Berlin.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, to me, it's also a political thing to build bridges and to collaborate with this kind of folks.
Would you then say, because I always think of my good friend Ralf Schmidt from Ulfa, who says that nothing is unpolitical nowadays. Would you agree that, people might say, okay, it's just a small Berlin band, but would you say that, yes, it is just a small Berlin band, but every little thing counts?
Every little thing counts, and maybe it's not really a Berlin band because the drummer is from Vancouver, the guitar player is from Berlin, and there's also people like Danny Lohner on the record. He's living in Los Angeles. So to me, it's even already an international project. There's another slide guitar player, Niklas Fischer. He's living in Berlin, but he's half Swedish. So yeah, it's more international. Even when you think of the production and the mixing, it's more international people involved than Germans. So yeah,
which again makes it difficult.
Yeah. To me, it's
difficult in a positive way. You know what I mean? If you have musicians living all across the globe and they have to combine and they have to collaborate and they have to bring in their own stuff, it doesn't make it easier. But of course,
but these days you have so much possibilities to meet somewhere, to fly over there, and these people are so good professionals. You don't have to practice along. Just like before, we have been in the studio at Albini's place. We met the drummer like five days ago before, and then we have been in a rehearsal place for like 10 hours every day, and that was really enough time to nail it. So it's also I think sometimes it's even better when you have like a week or two where everybody is free from other appointments, go really deep in the process, and then it's maybe more intense, and then you have it. Sometimes I also know bands live in the same city and practice 1 or 2 times in a week. So and then it takes years also. So yeah, this approach.
You mean the magic of a moment, right?
Yeah.
As you've mentioned it, people from so many places, so many parts of the world. How does the writing process go? Do you write the stuff and then send your basic ideas to the others, or how does it work?
Yeah. On this record, this was like, when I sit at home, I just collect the riffs and the ideas. Then I've been at the practice room and we finished the structure. And after the structure, we go to the studio.
So, but the first ideas come from you, and then the others contribute.
Yes.
How much freedom do the others have when you say, like, I would like to do this? Yeah. And they completely switch it? Or you say, like, more a little bit into that direction?
In this process, it was like, I have a riff here, and now we've been in a rehearsal room, and everybody can put in whatever it is. In the end, if it's good, it's good. If everybody likes it, we take it. So sometimes it's one who is bringing more than the others, maybe, because for whatever reason you have more time, you are more into it, or other people have other things in their head, and so it's not that I say I don't like it because it's not mine. Absolutely not. Yeah.
And of course, we also have to say maybe somebody likes it but doesn't find his own connection to it. Sometimes the inspiration doesn't strike all the time. You had already released some music before. Now with Georgia, I hope you don't mind me saying it, but I feel as if this is, I could quote Neil Armstrong. This is, for some people, it might be a small step. For you, between the first stuff that I heard in the 2010s and now, it's like a giant leap. Do you also feel this way, that you've made a huge step with this record?
Yeah, absolutely. And that is what it really should be. Like I said the idea is now making these instrumental albums, putting some other cultures on it, and doing it for the next, I don't know, 10 years, trying to release every year one of those records. I think the first step is always the hardest, because especially if you make something like this that you cannot put in some corner, it's not easy to explain to people what it is. You have to hear it, and then you like it or don't like it. That's why I'm also very happy to have this label now. They totally understand it, and they are really great people. Ansgar is a good guy. It's really so cool to work with him together, and you need people who understand this kind of music, and it's also not easy to find labels who are brave enough to step into it. So I'm very happy about it.
I hope you don't mind me asking, but I would also say that Georgia comes at a perfect time because, again, I think 10, 15 years ago, less people would have understood it than nowadays. I think nowadays there are more people who get what you're trying to do.
Yes, I hope. Yeah.
Well, as I said, we had I think like a dozen or so people saying like, "Oh, could you get an interview with this band?" And I was surprised. We often get that, but not with bands that are, sorry for saying, not as big.
Yeah.
But your record really resonated with a lot of our readers, and that is something that I also like because it shows a lot of shows that there are a lot of people out there who are going through the world with open ears. Again, something about, and you've said that already, you are now working with My Proud Mountain. How did it come about? How did that collaboration happen?
Another friend of mine, I have been on tour for a long time. He has a studio in Hamburg, and he connected us. Yeah, that was the reason why I found, or he found me, I found him. It was a recommendation of a friend.
And did you know My Proud Mountain before? Or
no.
Okay.
Didn't know.
Because that's something where I was like, okay, when I saw it, I was like, okay, that really fits, because there is something very traditional about Georgia. And that is something that we have on a lot of My Proud Mountain records, because the guy worked with, for example, Steve Von Till from Neurosis. So there are a lot of records on My Proud Mountain where he said, like, okay, that really fits the roster. And I also would say, like, this might be the best place for you.
Absolutely.
As a band. Is the way you say it, I hope that we are not talking about a one-off thing. We're talking about multiple records, hopefully?
Yes. It's important. I've been in Asia now, and I was recording in Hong Kong already one song with a Mexican woman. And then I've been in Korea. I met some females over there I would like to work with. And we already recorded with this Ukrainian singer, Ingrid. Yeah, it's all in progress.
Would you say that this also, the new record, the new label, it also gives you maybe a few more opportunities?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, but first of all, I have to say I'm very happy that it's out now, and this is the first and hardest step, and now I think the machine started, and yeah, it gives me klar.
Where do you see your band in, let's say, 5 years? Not thinking about complete decades, but where do you see the light below in 5 years?
I think, sure, we will bring out some more records. It will. I think I would like to play in festivals who fit. And the next thing that would be interesting to me would be being a support band for some bigger band, to reach the right people who are open for this kind of music.
Before we go on, Frank, do you maybe want to turn on the light, because you become darker and darker? And before anybody says like, where did the beautiful face go? I can't see him anymore. So, but you know that I now have to put you on the spot. Okay, which festival and which bigger band?
I don't know.
Do you know Roadburn Festival?
Yes. Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, I think I have a good connection to it. It would fit. But I'm open to everything. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Wacken?
Sure, Wacken too. Yeah.
No, I was just thinking, you know, if I think of festivals where you fit, many people that come outside of our scene would probably at first say Wacken because it's metal. At the same point, I would say like, I like a lot the Light Below, and I think that they would it's not poppy enough, and that's a good thing in my opinion. Yeah, Roadburn. I think you would be a perfect Roadburn band. Yes. That is clear. Support bands, difficult.
Yeah. I also have to say, I'm not thinking in this kind of, this is a metal festival, this is whatever festival. My experience with this kind of music is, even people who never were listening to metal or something, when I show them this record, everybody is like, oh, that's special. I like it somehow, even if it's not what I'm used to hear. So,
do you have an explanation for that? Why it resonates with so many people? Maybe also people who don't listen to our kind of music?
I think, first of all, it's special. It's a very good production, and it's very true somehow. And it's special, and it's whatever you, whatever taste you have. If you are open to listen to it, you have to. I think you cannot say it's shit. You can say I don't like it, maybe, but the surprising point to me was like, I think they feel it's some kind of truth in it, so it's real. It's just about
a lot of honesty. That's definitely.
It's not about we want to write a song that everybody likes. Mm-hmm. It's just about the art, and maybe this is what the people understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I also think that, for example, something like Le Guess Who or Roadburn, a few decades ago, it would have been All Tomorrow's Parties, would fit the Light Below a lot better because it's not restricted to one kind of genre. And that is something that you definitely need. You might even fit on a bill of a classical music festival. Let's be honest about that.
Yes, and this evening, like I said, we played in the RBB Sendesaal. It was a classical evening.
Yeah,
and we played there with 2 drummers and this orchestra, and it was, we were the first slot, and the people I was talking after the concert, they said, after you, we could have gone home because the rest was not important anymore. So
also, of course, because in a way you definitely blow away a lot of classical music audience goers, because it's something that they normally don't hear. I can see that. And as you've said, something about the music that is definitely true. It's very honest, and that is, I think, something that a lot of people like and perceive. Last thing, if you could choose a band opening or a project or whoever, maybe also somebody performing a certain piece of classical music, if you could choose somebody to open for you, who would you choose?
The Melvins.
That's a good one. I like that. Yep. Can you say why the Melvins?
They make no compromises.
That's true. Yeah.
They're just, they're so real. And yeah, these kind of people I like very much.
Okay. So, Frank, first of all, thanks a lot for the insight into Georgia. Oh, I have one question. Yeah, because I didn't find out where it came from. I like the cover of the record, but I couldn't find out where it came from.
Oh, the cover. Yeah, we should also mention this because have you ever heard about the Storm Studios?
Berlin, isn't it? No.
No, this is they are from England, and they did a lot of great covers that, you know, for example, News and
Wait, are we talking about the guy who, for example, did some of the Pink Floyd covers?
Yeah.
For example, Pigs. Yeah, I know that one. Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Niklas, the steel guitarist, he invited me to this guy, and we met him and another guy, Daniel Schnatter. They are working together, and we showed them the music, and they said, "Okay, we like it so much. Let's work together." And then he drew it by hand, and yeah, we are very happy to have this guy on the record too.
Yeah, when I saw it, I thought like, okay, this could be the first in a series. This could be like some kind of corporate identity, you know, like we take those kinds of stencil covers, and yeah, it's really amazing. And it also, again, has a certain kind of old-fashioned honesty about it. There is nothing hidden in it.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, it's already a story when you just look at the cover. Yeah.
It has something. Peak industrialization.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
People are being exploited, kind of thing.
Yeah. It's a little bit like the music. It's
yeah, but fortunately you are not exploiting anybody. That's a good thing. So, Frank, first of all, thanks for all the insight into Georgia. But nobody leaves the Veil of Sound interview without having to go through what I always like to call the infamous quickfire round. You will always get two alternatives, and you have to choose one of them and give a short explanation. And as you said that you like Shostakovich so much, I will give you two of his symphonies, and you have to choose between Symphony Number 7, the Leningrad Symphony, or Symphony Number 5.
Start.
I know.
I think it's a 7.
Mm-hmm. Can you say why? I mean, like, first of all, for everybody out there, if you know anything about Shostakovich, you will probably know Symphony Number 7, because it's the one thing that is maybe his most popular work.
Yeah, but I have to also say the 10 and 11 is really these symphonies getting me the most.
Yeah.
About the Leningrad Symphony, I mean, yeah, in special, I can say, yeah, it's combining totally craziness and this, and yeah, it's Shostakovich. So,
and for everybody out there, if you ever want to get into some kind of early 20th century classical music or mid-century classical music, then Shostakovich is probably your entrance point, because the guy is just amazing.
Yes.
And then I thought, okay, Shostakovich is very prominent, is a very, very popular example. Whenever I think of classical music of the 20th century, outside of, let's say, the minimalist guys like Steve Reich or Philip Glass, there are very quickly coming two guys to my mind, and those are Arvo Pärt and Henryk Górecki. So now you have to choose between both.
Oh, I don't know them.
Oh, then you have something to listen to. There's like second half of the 20th century. Many people would probably say like neoclassicists. Because of the choir on your record, I thought about like, okay, what are famous choirs? And I thought, okay, everybody knows the Gregorian guys. And a lot of you hopefully know the Mystère de Voix Buljari, the mystery of the Bulgarian vocals or choirs. I hope that you heard at least about of one of them, and maybe you can make a choice. Which one would you rather have on one of your records, the Bulgarian ladies or the Gregorian guys?
The ladies, for sure. Yeah, women sometimes are just even more intense, and yeah, men are so present in the music. So
that's true.
It's, for me, it's more interesting together this female thing.
Do you also think, because that's something that struck me when I listened to Georgia over and over and over again, I thought the record would not work with a male choir.
I don't know.
Because I thought, like, just like you said, the guys might be too present. The women are very, very strong, but in a very different way. And that's something that I really liked. It worked so nicely with your record.
Yeah, I think it makes it way more special.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Yeah, I think it would have been great to have the men, the male choir on it, but like I said, it's so much special with the females. Yeah.
And I've tried to not box your record into any kind of genre, but of course, if anybody needs to do it, then the one that is most likely to work is probably post-metal. And two bands that also never wanted to be post-metal, but that are definitely pioneers in the genre are Neurosis and ISIS. Which one would you rather listen to right now after this interview?
Yeah, Neurosis.
Can you say why?
Oh, to me, they're a little bit, I would say, rougher. Yeah.
Two of the obscure 70s rock acts had very similar names: Captain Beefheart and Captain Beyond.
Yeah, Captain Beefheart. I mean, he's a specialist, and I also like the stuff he did with Zappa. So yeah,
is Zappa something that you say, like, okay, that's something that I really enjoyed?
Yes, I was listening to the Zappa stuff for like 2 or 3 years, nothing else but just him.
Do you have a favorite Zappa album? That's also very difficult, I know.
Shake Your Booty, I like. I don't know what. Maybe I was listening most of the time. I like this one very much. Yeah.
For me, it's changing every few months. At the moment, I would once again say it would be One Size Fits All would be my favorite Zappa album.
Yeah, it always depends what kind of mood you are in, and it's always like when you hear it, it's like, holy shit! It's just amazing everything he did. Yeah.
And when we started this 5 years ago, my God, I had one question that I asked frequently over the last couple of years. I have not, but in your case, I think it's a very interesting one. Which part of being a musician do you like more? Recording and writing, or touring and performing?
Touring and performing.
Okay.
Yeah, writing always is good. It's like getting in the flow and forget the rest of the world. But the experience doing it with other musicians is always it. That's why I make music. Yeah. To make something with other people and to feel the waves you can make and the interaction with other people I like so much. Yeah, that's why I make music. Making together real great shit with other great musicians is the best. I mean,
and I also have to say you're very good at it. That's first of all an important thing. So, Frank, thanks for all your time. Thanks for the amazing record. For everybody who has not listened to Georgia yet, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should change that immediately after this interview. For everybody out there, keep on listening to as creative music as Frank's and the Light Below's. And Frank, your chance for final last words.
Um, be strong in these fucking crazy times. So in the end, it will be good. Yeah, we have to be strong and we have to go for it.
And work together. So, Frank,
Work together.
thanks for all your time.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me. All the best.